Good morning. I think I am live. Let me turn my phone down. How is everybody today? Happy Thursday. I see Kathy is already here this morning. Good morning, Kathy. And Amy is here. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having an amazing Thursday. I look a little puffy. I slept in this morning. I'm an early riser. I'm one of those crazy people. I'll get up, I wake up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And next thing I know, I'm making coffee. This morning I woke up at 3:30. Thankfully I went back to sleep because that's a little bit too early even for me. And then I didn't wake up till 8 o'clock. I heard like a text come over on my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, what time is it? So clearly I needed to sleep, but I feel very puffy. Kind of feel puffy and out of it today, but I hope everybody is having a good day. I'm going to run over and turn the light on. I forgot to turn the light on, just so you guys can see me a little bit better. There we go. Let's see if that helps. It's been so hot here, so we've been keeping the blinds closed and the lights off. But today I have a very, very fun project to share with you. Also excited because I got back to crafting this week and it felt so good. Yeah, isn't that way too early? 3:30 is well. 4:30 and 5 o'clock is even early for somebody that's not getting up and hitting the road and going off to work outside the home. That's still really early. But today's project actually is inspired by two of our weekly prompts. So I got very behind. I think I was behind by 4. So I did one that combined 2, and then the 2 prompts I had left were watercolors and photographs. So this is the first one that I came up with this week. So I did the circles, like the peachy orange circles there. Those I did with watercolor. So that strip kind of collage fodder was made with watercolor paints. And then I grabbed one of the Tim Holtz paper dolls, the large size, and used that as my photograph. So this was sort of the jumping off point. And then yesterday I came up with this. So I was into the circles and I thought, oh, maybe it would be really cool to make a watercolor moon. And so Harvest Moon was born, and I just love this little guy here that's leaning on the moon. And I have just a little quick collage on the back. So I showed both of these in the thumbnail, but this is the one we'll be making together, or a version of this today, because I think it has a little bit less layers. It's probably a little bit, well, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more accessible. So that's the one that we are going to be doing a version of today. I will plug. Yes, I know. It's so funny. When I turned on the computer, or I came into Restream, I looked to see that the little, what do you call it? There's like a little lightning bolt that's in the corner here of my screen on my computer. So I'm like, especially because we've been gone, right? So I don't know. This always seems something's bound to happen. For sure, when the gardener comes, I am going to have to step away for a few minutes and go give him his check, because I always pay him the first Thursday of every month. It's gonna be loud, and so yeah, that'll be a crazy. Hi, Diane, how are you? Happy Thursday. I know when we last met, we didn't meet last week because I had to go to the orthopedic doctor. So I know your granddaughter was headed off to college. How was that? So was this past week her first week? I bet it was amazing. I know you guys are missing her, but I bet she's having fun. That's just an exciting. Hi, Nettie. You're still getting dressed. Well, if I would still be in my pajamas. I have shorts on the bottom. I don't have pajama pants on the bottom, but yeah, if I wasn't doing this with all of you, I'd still be in my jammies. Truthfully, any time I can stay in my jammies for a long period of time during the day, or leisure wear. I'm all about that. Although I am back to walking. So I've been walking with my neighbor. Oops, what happened here? Something went weird. I have been walking with my neighbor friend again now that I'm back. So yeah, I guess my normal morning attire. Oh, here's the gardener. Should I run out? Okay. Talk amongst yourselves because we haven't gotten into the project and it's not noisy yet. I'm going to walk out and run out and give him his check right now, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to leave. I'm not even going to take the sound off. Look at my dirty background there. The 4th of July. Okay, I'm back. I'm coming back. Sorry that took so long, everybody. I greatly apologize. So Diane said, oh, she started on Tuesday. I love that. Look at how my glasses got dark. I have those. These are like cheapy Amazon glasses, and I don't like it. They do that. They do that weird change in tone when I go outside. Oh, I'm so happy she's making friends. This will be exciting time of her life. Okay, I'm going to turn that around a little bit. Okay, where was I? I showed the tags, what we're doing today. Let me pull the prompt. And I always post these on Instagram. I have to get better about posting on YouTube, like in the community tab. I need to get, okay, maybe this week I'm going to vow to get better with posting. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm usually very good about posting my makes. So this is what I made for playing card and door. So this was my make for that. And I just sandwiched 2 playing cards together. And let me see if I can open it. And did a fun collage on the front. You know how I love collaging, clearly, even in looking at today's project. And I made a little door with another little collage inside. And do I have it here? I don't. What did I do? Oh, and I was so happy with myself because I have one of these sticker books that my daughter Taylor gave me, and I so seldom use it. So the owl came from that. So maybe this needs to be a project coming up here soon because I need to stop hoarding things. So isn't that owl cute? So that was that make. Let me put this back here. Just trying so hard not to hoard things. Okay, it's gonna get a little loud because the gardener, he's in front. It took a little bit longer because his cousin that usually does our yard, I haven't seen him for the last couple of weeks. So I just want to make sure he was good and everything was okay with him. Okay, let's see. I'm very excited. Because as you know, a lot of times the projects that we do together, oh, this is a fun one. Coin envelope. So you could use a pre-made coin envelope, and let me know if you want me to show you what a coin envelope is. For anybody that doesn't know, I have some pre-made Dollar Tree ones. I was lucky to grab a few packets over the years. So let me know. I can show you what that is if you don't know. But coin envelopes are also really fun and easy and quick and easy to make. So I don't know. This may be our project next week. So I'll take a picture of that later and post a picture of that in our craft group. Let me see here. Diane says 2 of her roommates are on the lacrosse team and want her to be their manager. Good job. Even better yet. That is awesome. My daughter Taylor, she goes to Cal State Fullerton, and she's been trying to find a job on campus, and it's so hard. A lot of the jobs, which is a good thing, they go to students that are receiving FAFSA. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like assistants. So I guess, in fact, she even went to a job interview, and then it didn't say it was a FAFSA job. And then she got like 10 minutes in and he said, oh, by the way, you're on FAFSA. And she's like, no. And then the interview ended. So she was really bummed about that because it was a job she was really interested in. So that's awesome that she could get a paying job and it's on campus. Let's see, what does Angela say? Hello, Angela. Angela is listening in the car. Was freaking out because I couldn't find my wallet. Oh no, to get lunch. Turns out it's at the restaurant I went to last night to celebrate my friends. Oh no, but so glad that it is safe and they have it and you can get it. Oh no, that's a terrible feeling. That's a terrible feeling. Or like you lose your credit card, you can't, find things like that. Oh my gosh, because the repercussions of having to replace everything is terrible, terrible. So blessing that they found it. Let me just grab the coin envelopes real quick. I know nobody asked, but I just wanted to show them just so you guys can see what the general shape or what is considered a coin envelope shape. So these are just the Dollar Tree. It's very glary. The Dollar Tree Jot brand. There, we can see it a little bit better. Yeah, maybe I'll do something, and this will be probably the project this week because I love making coin envelopes. So this is kind of the general shape. You can see the rectangular. But they're so quick and easy to make. They're just a couple cuts, and then you just glue it down the middle and then glue up the bottom, and you have a coin envelope. So those are fun. I love those. I hoard those too. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm so glad. Okay, let me take a little sip of my coffee. I haven't had much coffee. This is my second cup. Okay, then I will turn around. Oh, you know what, too? Angela can't do it. She's driving. If Kathy or somebody would like to put or can. Oh, Nettie, let me make you. How come, Nettie, you're not? Nettie's not blue on here. If somebody could grab the link for the Crafty Marathon. So it's under my live tab. If not, I'll do it in a little bit, but if somebody is able to, that would be amazing. Let me go. Okay, Nettie's blue now too. Okay, let me check that off. We did the prompt jar. And then those of you that haven't heard, the Crafty Marathon will be September 20th at 8 a.m. Well, 8 a.m. my time. So it's 11 o'clock Eastern on September 20th. Angela is my co-host this time. Will be on my channel. And you can find the lineup of all the makers. I think, let's see, Cindy wasn't able to join us this time around. Was there more than 2? I feel like that there was 2. Cindy, Mimi's Treasure Cottage, is not able to join us. And Katie, Vintage and Vinyl, will be a new maker that's participating. Seems like there's probably 2 that weren't, but it's just not coming to me. my brain. Okay, so let me turn the camera around. and let's get started. Video. I feel very slow still with this restream. Also, if you hear like a blowing noise, that is our air conditioner. It's already on here. It's probably high 70s, which isn't very hot, but I don't want to be sweaty. I don't want to be sweaty. Okay. Let me see if I can come in a little bit lower. Let me straighten up for you guys a little bit better. Ugh, so much stuff on my desk here. Get my phone a little bit. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's right. So Dee was the other one. So Dee and Cindy weren't able to join us this time around. And Katie luckily was able to join us for the first time. So it's fun. It's going to be fun. We had a lot of fun at the last one, and I know this is going to be a ton of fun. And it will be all, as the name says, Crafty Marathon. It'll be all handmade, and it'll be, we've opened it up to fall, Halloween, Christmas items, giftable items. So yeah, definitely attend, definitely tune in, and I think you'll find some great things, plus upcoming Christmas gifts and birthday gifts, that kind of thing. Okay, so let me get started. I think because it takes a little bit longer, let's jump into the watercolors. I do have a supply list in the description below. It doesn't have every little, like, kind of every little nitpicky kind of supply, but sort of the major supplies that we need. If I can find a link for the exact item that I own and use all the time, some of my favorite supplies, I'll put the Amazon link. I think I'm going to have to come back a little bit more because it's doing the zoomies. So I have links to that. I am, they are affiliate links. I am an Amazon associate, and I use the proceeds. So anytime that you click through those links and buy anything, and actually I think even if you click through the link and end up buying things other than that one supply, I think I get a few cents on the dollar. So it's not a lot, but it does add up. I have received $10, and then I can take that and put that back into supplies for us to craft with and do projects on our Thursdays. So I appreciate everybody that has bought through the links. Before we jumped on, I grabbed, if you'll remember, I also put the link down in the description. We made master boards probably a couple months ago, maybe. And so I just grabbed one of the master boards that we had made that day, and I'm using that as my base. So if you don't have a pre-made master board, you can certainly, you know, just take a piece of cardstock that you don't love. This is like kind of birthday. I don't tend to make a lot of birthday stuff. I think I picked this up at a thrift store. So any cardstock that you don't like, you can use file folders, you can use junk mail, that kind of thing. And I'm just keeping the backgrounds of these tags really neutral with just, you know, whites and creams and beige looking vintage paper. So you can just, you know, collage something very quickly. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the corners. So I won't have time to do it today, but of course I would come in and cover the back of this with something. The other Harvest Moon tag that I made yesterday, I just covered it with coffee dyed paper, and you can see a little bit, but you can't really see the candles too much. So that covered pretty good. Or you could do like white paint, you could do tissue paper, really anything. Okay, let me do this just because I'm thinking about it. And then we'll start doing the moons. And we'll punch our little hole too. Oh, that's right, Kathy. You've been doing and working on the master boards. What? How many again? I think you said 30. Was that right? Do I have the right number? 30? Oh my gosh. I have to be better about, so I have this little folder of like masterboards I made, and I tend to just sit down, like when I'm making a one-off tag, I just like grab a piece of cardstock, cut it, and I start collaging on it. And so I thought, oh wait, I had these, we made these together. So I'm gonna dig in there and use those. Okay, the guy that I'm using, this cute little boy, so he's a little bit different. So we're just gonna have to kind of feel our way and play around with it. But I liked him. I thought he would be a lot of fun sitting on the moon. So this will be, it's gonna end up being a little version, a little bit different version. Oh, and then this is to, I wanted to share, and this was so quick and easy and relaxing. This is the watercolor, the collage fodder, or the background paper that I made for this particular tag. And it couldn't be easier. Basically what I do is I'll just mix up different colors. In this case, was doing oranges and kind of peachy tones and some yellow tones, and you just mix and you just do your circles, and it's so very, very relaxing. So I wanted to share that was the paper from the other collage. So what I did with these is I just used one of my paper punches. This is 1.5 inches, and I can even grab a piece of paper. I have a piece of watercolor paper. You could use regular paper too, but I just think watercolor paper is nice. It doesn't get is pilly. I just think it has kind of a nicer finish. And this is like very cheap stuff. What is this? Simply Art? I mean, I don't know where this came from. If Amy's still here, she may know, but this is just super, I don't know, inexpensive. You can probably find it at, I think, Five Below has it sometimes. And super easy peasy. You could just do a freehand circle. In fact, that's how I started, was doing a freehand circle. But then I realized it was pretty close to this 1.5 inches, and I thought that's much easier. It makes it easier on us, so your circle looks a little bit better and less wonky. So here's one that I went ahead and made yesterday, just because there's a little bit of drying time. And this, so like this one is completely finished. It's inked. I put a little stamping on top of it. And then this one hasn't had the inking and the stamping yet. But let's dig in. Let me grab one of these. I still have my very dirty water from the other day. And I think what I'll do, I'm going to start with kind of this bright yellow here. Maybe we'll do like a little bit of a mixture. And you could do it two ways. I'm going to do a little bit of a wash on this watercolor paper circle. So I'm just going to add some water. It's dirty, but it still works. And I'm going to take some of this bright yellow and just kind of start with that. And really, it's just about layering and adding. There's really no right or wrong. Let's see. I'm going to take maybe a little bit of this brown. I'll mix it a little bit with the yellow. Nice thing about watercolors too is you can kind of take away too. Okay. So we got a little bit of yellow. We have a little bit of orange in there. I think I'll take a little bit of brown. And I already had some purple on my palette here, so I'm just kind of mixing it with the purple. Okay. And I'm just dotting. I'm just kind of dotting that in there. Little dots. And I'm trying to leave one corner of it a little bit lighter, just thinking maybe there's kind of a light source coming. And let's look at this. Let's look at this moon a little bit. So you can kind of see where I have part of the moon that's a little bit more yellow and maybe a little bit more lighter, with the thought. I don't know. I don't know that that's realistic, but that was my thought process with that. Okay. And then I'm going to take, I just dipped my brush in the water and I'm just going to go over it, and it kind of gets rid of those dots. It just kind of blends them in. You can kind of see that. I'll hold it up so you can see a little bit better. And this is why I made multiple, because it takes a little bit of time to dry. And you can see we're not, we're not quite looking like this. So it's something you have to kind of keep working with it. So I'm going to take some of this bright yellow and I'm going to go back over. Kind of pull that in a little bit more. I kind of like the direction we're going. I think that's kind of cool. Maybe let's do a little bit of black. Let's layer some black in here. And I guess we could also pull up a picture of the moon. When I was thinking about the wording harvest moon, I was like, is it a crescent? I didn't know if it was a full moon, a crescent. So I just Googled and looked at a picture of it. And I'm like, okay, it's just a big, bright, kind of yellow moon. But you could even get, very particular and actually pull up an example. And I kind of like where we're at with that. I think I might stop there. Sometimes when it dries, I'll come back over it a little bit. Maybe put a little bit of this brown in here. But I think I'm going to stop there. Sometimes I start to overwork it a little bit more. So we're going to stop there and just leave that one as is. So I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to put my paints out of the way. I'm going to move this so I don't drink that. Okay. Put these over here. And then this is the one that I inked and kind of did a little bit of white texture stamping. And this one still needs to have that done. So I'm going to grab my black soot ink. Where's my dauber? Here's my dauber for the black. And we're going to ink the edges because I think that gives it a lot of definition and it makes it pop. Let's see. Oh, I miss Terry. I'm talking so much. Let me go up. Let me make sure. Let's see. Diane's. Oh no, Diane, you lost your phone at Walmart. Thank goodness for wonderful, nice people, right? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, so wonderful you got it back. Hi, Terry. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you're having a happy Thursday. Let's see. Amy said she has gotten watercolor paper on Amazon and Michael's. Yeah, I don't know where this came from. Of course, we always have lots of craft supplies around here. That was always, even when Taylor was an itty bitty little girl, she always wanted craft supplies versus toys. So we have stuff probably from a long time ago. She has stuff. We just kind of share what we have. So I have no idea where that came from. Is this what you did on your watercolor prompt? Did you make a moon? How did I miss that? Let's see. Angela said the last couple prompts were photo and playing card. Yeah, I think the 4 that I needed to catch up, yeah, playing card, door, and I don't know what door was from. Maybe I don't know what order they went in, but there was door, playing card, watercolors, and photograph. I think those. I hope I didn't miss any. Those were the 4 that I hadn't yet done when I got back from our trip. Oh, I have to go back and look in the crafty group. Okay, so you can see that really changes a lot by doing the black ink. And you could also, if you want, layer on some brown. Maybe we'll even do that a little bit. It's very subtle. I don't know if it's coming through, but you can take a little bit of vintage photo and layer that. Actually, that looks really cool. Ooh, I like it. That looks really pretty. Maybe this will be the one that we use. I feel like this one I overworked a little bit too much. So I like the way this one is looking. So this will be our moon. And then I grabbed, of course, my favorite stamp. It's looking really bad. I need to wash it or clean it off in some way. Then I grabbed my white pigment ink because I had it out. I was making the little word strips, the Harvest Moon word strips. And I thought it would be cool. It's very subtle to have it show up. Just to put a little bit of white splatter. You could also do this with acrylic paint. You can do the little splatter. I feel like this gives me a little bit more leeway for oopsies. I don't know about the paint splatter. And then I'm just going to go back over a little bit where that white splatter hit the side. So hopefully, can you guys see that? I just think that's really cool. I think it would also look cool maybe to do a little bit of vintage photo in the brown. It's your moon, so you can, you know, interpret it or make your moon look any way that you would like. But I think we'll stop there. I like the way that looks. Okay, let's get our little guy out here. Let's keep him here so we can kind of use him. That one's drying. I'm trying to keep my space clean today. Okay, and then here's our little guy here. And I've already lost the tag. Now it's here. Okay, I'm not sure where we'll place it. We're just going to kind of play a little bit. Might end up being something like that. Not sure what side he'll be on, but I think that's kind of a good start. Now let's make our little word strip. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I love that little phrase, Harvest Moon. And I grabbed my little clickable stamps. I love these. I probably don't use them as much as I should, but every time I do, I'm like, I need to use these all the time. And the reason why I grabbed for these, I don't know about all of you, but I actually I grabbed, well, of course, I wouldn't get lucky enough probably that Harvest Moon would be in here, but I have a little pet peeve with these stickers, these Tim Holtz ideology stickers. It's really hard to find words like the other one, simple and joy. I would think that those would be words, and maybe I just can't find them because I don't know that all the pages are in alphabetical order, but this was the first thing that I grabbed. But yeah, I have a hard time finding the exact words I want. I think maybe I've used it once. Who knows what word was there? But I couldn't find joy and I couldn't find simple. So then I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to type it out. Am I going to make a label on the computer? And I'm like, oh, my stamps I forgot about. So I grabbed these, and these are the 3/16. These are the smallest size. I do have a link below for that. And this is a total scrap paper piece of black paper. I just grabbed the first one that I could find. This is like thin origami paper. As you could see, I must have done something with little Cupid cutouts. And then I think Taylor did something with this other part. She was using it for something. So there's pencil marks, there's all kinds of stuff, but it worked really well. I'm gonna find my words. And I just kept them together. This one kind of fell. Okay, we have moon. And this one fell apart. Our harvest. Okay, I'm going to grab my white ink again. And I'm just going to find a spot that I can stamp it and have enough room to cut around it and make a strip. Oh, watercolor and the punches. I'm going to go back and look. I mean, I know I looked because I always look at everything everybody's making. I'm going to go back and look. Okay, so there's our harvest. Oh, did you get some of these, Kathy? Did you get some of the alphabet stamps? I love these. I'm glad I thought about it too, because that was my next thought, to go get on Canva or something, and it would have been very, very time consuming. I probably should keep these out where they're more visible. Let me see. Maybe I'll go over here. They're in the cabinet behind me. So sometimes it's a little bit out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Okay, there we go. We have our moon and harvest. I'm going to let it sit a little bit and kind of cure. I noticed on, yeah, this one, it got, I had to come in and use my white gel pen, so it doesn't look maybe ideal, but it kind of faded and smudged a little bit. So I think we'll set it here and maybe see if it cures a little bit so we don't get that smudgy thing. Okay, so what are we going to do with the tag? How are we going to lay this out? Because it's a little bit different. Let me see how he kind of is here. How he's kind of sitting on that. And I do like the thing with the paper dolls. Sometimes there's like little cutouts, so it's nice that you can make, you know, one piece maybe go behind and one piece in front. So it gives it a little bit of a realistic look. Just kind of looking there. Okay. All right. So let's get some of our other elements. Another thing I did on this one is I took kind of a little scrap piece of paper that I did some cutouts, and I turned it into a stencil. So I was working on another project a while back, and I was making whole paper hole punch covers. What do we call those? Hole protectors. I don't know. You know, when you do the little cutout here. So I cut a bunch of these on my die cutting machine, and I kept all the scrap pieces of paper because I thought that they would come in handy nicely to do a little stencil. So maybe let's do it on this side, I think. I feel like he'll end up over here, And then maybe we'll put the harvest moon this way, or do we want the stencil this way? Ooh, that's nice too, though. Let me see here. I think I'm going to do it this side, maybe too, because this is a little bit lighter, but I think really any side will work. And I'm going to have some of the circles hang over the side. So I'm not going to do it where the circles perfectly line up on the tag, if you can kind of see that, right? So I'm going to move it over a little bit. I like the look. I think it has an interesting look when things are kind of off the page, off the tag a little bit. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab some washi tape that I used for the other one and just kind of secure it a little bit. Just a little bit so it doesn't move. Let's see, where did that color go? My gray. And I used hickory smoke. I thought it would have just kind of a subtle, let me put this over here, kind of a subtle look. And I'm going to grab different dauber here. And I'm just going to dab it a little bit. Ooh, that kind of did a cool thing. On this paper, look it, I don't know why, it kind of added like an interesting texture. It didn't do it to the paper down here, the vintage, but for some reason on that top vintage paper. I guess I went this way. Okay, and now I'm just kind of lining it up, and we're going to continue it upwards. Just so we continue it to the top of the tag here. Okay, I think that's cool. Very cool. It's like kind of a happy surprise here. It did it up here too. Kind of interesting. I guess we could put a little bit over here too. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little bit over here as well. Because why not? Okay. A little bit of smudgy there, but we're okay. All right, let me put I'm going to put that down there because it's a little bit smudgy. Let's see. Oh, awesome, Kathy. What size did you get? I think I have the 3/16. I don't know. And whatever, maybe there's only 2 sizes. And then I have the next size up as well. Lowercase. These I only have in the lowercase. I think I have uppercase and lowercase in the next side up. You're going to love them. You are going to love them. You did, Diane? That's a lucky find. The alphabet punches that Hobby Lobby sells. Nice. I rarely find, sorry, I'm drinking coffee. I rarely find good craft supplies. I don't go, well, I did go into Goodwill a couple times, maybe the last month. I didn't buy anything because there wasn't, it's real junky. It's not good. But some Savers is my go-to thrift store, but I hardly ever find good craft supplies there, sadly. Very sadly. Okay. All right, so we're good with that. Let me put that out of the way. Let's do our black because I think we'll be into the black. And then I think the next thing I'm going to do is ink around with vintage photo. Let's give it, now that we have our dots here, let's layer in a little bit of vintage photo on the side of our tag. And let me show you too, so you can kind of see where we did a little bit of that. And who knows, a lot of these circles may sort of get covered up. Let me put a little bit of glue down here. Got a little bit of lifting here. Look what I did. This is so funny because I routinely, and this is my second tip because I broke the first tip and I lost the pin. So I bought a replacement, but then I lost this again. I lost it for about 3 or 4 days. I think it was on the floor where I ended up. And of course I looked on the floor a million times. So I'm like, I can't keep losing it. And I didn't have the time to make a cute little dangle. So I just grabbed a button and one of these earring backs. I have a bunch of those from our other business. And yeah, so this has been good because this is a lot harder to lose. I probably should get like an even bigger button, but I just had a little bowl of buttons and I just kind of grabbed them quickly. So that was my workaround because gosh, I'm so bad about putting it back in. Remember that one time I lost it? It was in my pocket. And I was complaining to my husband, Jim. I'm like, I lost the pin again. And I put my hands in my pocket and there it was. He was in the kitchen. I had walked in and bemoaning the fact that I lost it. Okay. Maybe I'm going to put a little bit just to darken that up a little bit. Okay, let's see where we are. Oh, it got smudgy. It kind of smudged. That's interesting. It's like a pigment. Acid-free pigment ink. Drying time will vary by surface, probably because this paper, this washi paper is a little bit thick. Drying time will vary by surface. So it doesn't say permanent. I tried to find something that was similar to put in the supply list down below in the description. And I think the one that I linked was permanent. In fact, I may need to maybe pick that up because I love the look of the white on a darker paper now that I've discovered it. But yeah, it's very, we will do this. I think it needs more drying time. Let me see. Maybe I can use my little heat gun here. Let's do that. Let's hit it with the heat gun a little bit. Yeah, it's still wet. Very interesting. A little bit still came off. A little bit still came off there. But I'm going to hit this one. Oops. And I just wanted to get a little bit more cut out so that we can kind of see where we want to place it. Because I'm thinking up here somewhere, kind of the direction we're going. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay, we'll make it smaller, but for now, kind of have that. Where's our little guy? Like him. Is this our moon? I guess it is our moon. Okay. There's our moon. Okay, so we need something else. I was very proud of myself. I messaged Angela. So Angela, in this past month's Happy Mail, the little journal notebooks that we made, she had slipped some really nice ephemera inside. Let's see. In fact, here's the little notebook here. And she also included some of these beautiful, beautiful vintage tickets here, which are, oh, I didn't see the back. Look at the back of that. I might even use that side. So let's get one of these. I'm not sure if it's also going to work. This one was laid out a little bit different, but let's see. Let's see. And I like the color of the map. I liked that it had, you know, the greens and a little bit of the yellow. So let's see what we end up with here. And again, I'm not sure if this ticket will work, but we probably could put him up a little bit higher, right? Because we have a little bit more room to play with. We'll have a, you know, like a hole protector up here. So we really can, we can play with a little bit more down here. But maybe a ticket's going to be a little bit too much. I'll see what you guys think. So you guys can kind of see. What do we think? Do we like this ticket? Yeah, maybe we do like it. And then I'm going to see about putting maybe a little bit of map down here. What do you guys think? I like to have your feedback. Do we think that's good with the moon layered on the ticket? I love, you know how I love the blue. I love the blue. So I'll see what you guys think. And let's see about some of this map. Even up this way too. Ooh, I kind of like that, how it's going around the moon. Okay, so I'm kind of liking that. I have this little piece here. Okay, so I think Terry's saying she loves the ticket. Okay, good. So we're going to keep the ticket. Let's see about, I feel like we need something this way. And it's all trial and error. I find when it comes to collaging. Okay, I like that there also because it has a little bit, the way it just serendipitous, the way it ripped a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see, but it has a little bit of a curve there, which was a happy accident. I definitely like the map there. And I like that. I'm just going to go for that. I like that. I like that. I like that little bit up there. So let's ink this a little bit. I'm going to glue that. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to glue it up there. Sometimes I can hem and haw over things. I'm going to try very hard. I also like that paper is a little bit kind of boring there. Doesn't have much going on with it. So we're going to add some of this map up there. And that's the thing I also do with my master boards. If I have just kind of a generic master board that I've created, and especially with a background that's like this, it's very neutral, I'll often come in and add other papers to it. Maybe I want, maybe I'm going with a pink theme or blue or green, whatever it is. And the fun thing about if you make your master boards very neutral, you can layer on other papers and other colors. Let me grab this down here. I feel like I want something over here, but I just don't know what. So I'm going to grab, this is just a bin of scraps and scrap paper. Let's see here. I like this. I'm going to grab a whole piece of that. I don't think I have any big ones. That's that kind of longitude, latitude paper that I grab a lot. It's super graphic. We also, ooh, this might be pretty. We also could add a little bit of sewing pattern. I'm just grabbing things that catch my eye. Oh, I'm going to grab this out too. I'm going to see if I have a bigger piece. I like the repetitive since we're going with circles. This is tissue paper, white tissue paper that has black polka dots. I was seeing if I had a bigger piece of, oh, here's some. Ooh. That might be interesting because it has the longitude, latitude wording on it there. Okay, but I'm just going to grab a bigger piece because I could sit here all day. Let's grab a bigger piece of that. Okay. Yay! Angela has her wallet. Yay! I'm just kind of looking here. So that longitude is up at the top, which I guess is not much different than how it is here. So let's see. Let's rip this down a little bit. See where we get with it. Because it's kind of cool, right? Having that longitude word in here somehow. See where we're kind of going with this. I'm going to try to get this right here. I like how there's graphics above it. There's less kind of white space here. So I'm going to grab this. Let's see what that gets us. I like this though too. I like the black and the white. I like the look of that. So that may end up somewhere here. Maybe it's a little bit too much. Let's see. That is the total fussiness of doing collage, but it is so cool when you see the finished look. but it really is about just kind of trial and error. Okay. All right, so I like that. I'm going to ink that up a little bit. I may even do a little bit of the folding, right? So we get a little bit kind of aged thing going on. And we're just going to glue it along the bottom. Maybe we'll even do a little bit like that. Okay. Okay. So since we've glued that on, let's take a little bit of opportunity to come and cut that. Let me glue that bottom down a little bit more. Oh, so awesome. Jim, this was a bunch of months back, maybe 6 months or so ago. He had gone into CVS to pick up prescription at their pharmacy, and he lost his credit card, or our credit card. We just keep one credit card, and yeah, somebody picked it up and used it. So we went to CVS. They looked in their lost and found, and that was the last place he remembered using it. And we ran over to CVS. So it was probably a couple days after, like, he went to look for it, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's not here." And then he was like, "Where was I the last time I used it?" And CVS. And so we just jumped in the car and ran down there, and ran in. They couldn't find, they didn't have it, wasn't anywhere in their lost and found. We checked with the pharmacy, we checked with the front desk, and then of course I pulled up the app on our phone because it's through our bank, and there were charges on there. So we called from the parking lot and reported it stolen. But yeah, so it's very nice when there's nice, kind people that do the right thing. Okay, we're going to ink that up a little bit. So it's a lot of like moving things, putting things on, moving things around. So this is a little method of my madness of doing it. For those of you that collage, how do you do it? Do you just kind of do the same thing? A lot of moving things around. It's definitely not a quick process, especially if you're doing a really special, which to me, a tag like this is a special element. You wouldn't want to make, probably it would be very time consuming to make every tag like this that you're going to include in your journal. So maybe you do a couple special tags like this, or I think this is a great standalone piece too. Would be great if you had a pocket in the front of your journal, just like a plain journal. And maybe if you had a little lace pocket across the front, and then this could actually go in. So it would be an element to the front of your journal, if that kind of makes sense. Or rather than make it into a tag form, you could actually just square it off around the corners and glue this on the front of the journal. I think would be really beautiful too. So it would become an element, like a topper, journal topper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I think that's probably a pretty good position. Glue that down. And I like this little, I use it all the time. I glue down half just so it doesn't move. And then I'll lift up the other side. Okay, so we like that. Let's cut this off. And I probably should have already covered the back, but I think I'll be okay. I might lay on a piece of coffee dye just here, because we'll put the page protectors on. But I can still do that after. Okay, so we have that. Where's our ticket? Let's ink our ticket up a little bit. Even though it is so aged and yummy, look at that. I think this one, you kind of can't tell, but it had like a corner of it. See the top there where it's like lighter and kind of faded? Oh my gosh. So they're wonderful as is, but I'm just going to add a little bit more. That blue is just gorgeous. Okay, we got our little guy there. We know our wording's going to go there. I like that. We have that little bit. Let's see. Let's get a little bit of maybe fabric. I'm going to grab a little piece of this cheesecloth here. Get a little bit more dimension going. Let's see what that gives us. Another drink of my coffee. Oh, you have it like in a little separate holder. That's what happened to Jim. I think like he paid for his stuff, and I guess he didn't put it back in his wallet. What a wonderful, amazing person. It's so easy to do when you're in a store and you're carrying stuff and there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Let's see if we like that there. Of course, we're kind of, if I put that there, I'm kind of covering up my circles over there, but I think that's okay. I'm not sure yet. That's kind of interesting. I like that. Just going to go for it. Now this, I'm going to use glue stick because it's tissue. And this may end up getting covered up too, but I think that looks kind of cool up there. Give that a little bit of a cut. There. I don't want to lose those. Okay, I feel like we need something here. Maybe it's going to be that. I feel like we still need a little bit something, or at least that's what my eye is telling me. I like that too. I'm just not quite sure. Let's see. The next thing, let's get a piece of paper to kind of, what do I want to say? What is the word? Ground our words here. And I think I did it on both. So I have a little strip of paper here that I ran vertically and then glued the words over the top, or our word strips. And this one, I think you can see a little bit better. And I kind of did that on this one too. I kind of like that look, just so I thought they were just look like they were floating a little bit too much. So let's get that. And we have a little bit of Angela here. We have a little bit of Leanne, because this was Happy Mail. This was in some gifted, I'm pretty sure it was Leanne, Happy Mail. And I picked this out of my coffee dyed stash, and I liked because it had circles, because we just keep doing the circle thing. So let's cut a little piece, or rip a little piece of this off. Got that circle going on. That might be a little bit too big. Do that. And of course I keep all those little strips there. Do a little bit. Okay, that's probably going to end up right about there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now we're going to start introducing a little bit. Let me put my glue pin in there, even though I can find it. They're amazing. Did you get a whole roll of them? I know Katie gifted them to you, right, Angela? Did you get a whole? Oh, an umbrella or a lamp post would be very cool, which of course I have neither of. I'd really have to go, but that would be a really cool element with this. A lamp post or an umbrella. Diane says, I love to use old buttons too. Yeah, and this one, I had thoughts about putting an old button down here, and I may still go back and do it, but I definitely had thoughts about incorporating a button. Maybe we'll do that on this one. I can grab my buttons out. Where's the lid to this? That might be the thing that we need down here. Okay, I'm going to grab, which is a little bit different, but you all know how I love my blues, my turquoises, and I love mixing that with browns. You kind of get that coppery patina. So I'm going to introduce some evergreen bow. It's one of my favorite colors. I think it's a great mix of kind of a greeny turquoise color. Let me find my dauber. So we're going to introduce a little bit of that so that we're tying into the ticket. So I think that's another nice element when you're doing collages, is we have the circles going on. We have in the map here, we have some yellows that we're tying, they're not the same tone, but we're tying into the moon. We're bringing in some of these blue turquoise. So we're repeating, we're tying into the ticket. Oh, is that gorgeous or what? Look how beautiful. I think that's one of my favorite color combos, is brown and turquoise. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to grab this. This is I'm going to really have to clean this off. I'm going to add just a little bit more dimension, even though we have the circles going. I'm going to add in a little bit more. All kinds of stuff going on here. Oh, this I grabbed too, because I thought it may be fun to add a little bit of stickles, a little bit of glitter to the moon. So I grabbed that out too. I didn't do that on the other ones. Are these dry? I think they're finally dry. Okay, I'm going to cut it down. Narrow these strips a little bit. So interesting. It's a little bit smudgy. I did get a little bit of a smudge, but yeah, I think it's not quite perfectly dry because I'm able to, okay, I need to be on the hunt for a permanent white. I don't know if they make such a thing. Okay, so there's Harvest Moon, or Harvest. Because I think this is a great workaround to achieving that same look as the Tim Holtz labels. And I think there's something so wonderfully graphic on black. I just love, I love that look. Okay. Okay, so I think that's gonna go somewhere like that. So we're honing in. We're getting a little bit closer. We have that, and I'll grab out some buttons too. And I don't want to glue him down yet. We could figure out how he kind of attaches to this moon though. That might help us. So I think this little bit, right? I was thinking that little bit, can you see that, would go in front of the moon, but maybe that should be in the back of the moon. It's very fiddly. It's hard to show. I don't know. What do you think? Here, let me show you. See that little bit right there? Do you think that's supposed to, should that be in front or behind? I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's like in front, or should it be behind? What do you guys think? Yeah, it does. Yeah, buttons kind of add some thickness, but I love them too. I think buttons add great, 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 great that little extra special touch to things. And it's super easy to bring in that like kind of aged and vintage look. Yeah, so I don't know if that should be in the front or the back. Okay, so we got that going on. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I think that's probably a good. The little thing goes behind. Okay, I'm going to figure out how to glue that. And then maybe I could just, I'll glue it behind and then he'll be attached to the, ooh, I got to do the thing. He'll be attached. It'll be a little bit easier to move him around. I did that with the other one yesterday. I glued his elbow to the front and then it was easier with the back and forth. Ooh, I also have that great bin of buttons that are all kind of rusted. So they're like greens and browns. So I think those may be perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I have a ton. I was answering Andrew's question about where I get my buttons. I actually have a ton of buttons that my mom had that I think belonged to my great grandmother. My great grandma, my mom's mom, she came over from England when she was like 8 years old by herself. Can you imagine? On a ship I have the Bible that she was gifted, a Bible that it's a beautiful little small Bible that was gifted her. She brought that. I have her, I think I've shared with you guys before. I have her shoes that she wore. So she worked in a factory as a young girl in England. So that was back when, right, children worked in the factories. So she brought her little wooden soled kind of they're like metal tipped boots that she wore in the factory. So my mom had them. I now have them. And yeah, she came over when she was 8 years old, and she had a aunt and uncle that lived in I'm not sure. She lived in Montana for a lot of years. She was all over the place, but I digress. So she came, she didn't have much, clearly didn't have much even when she moved here and grew up. And so she was of that generation where you saved everything. So she would save string and gum wrappers and just anything that she deemed maybe would be useful someday. And she would cut buttons off of clothing that was worn out, and she saved stamps, whatever. And of course, all that stuff is amazing. So I have a bunch of stamps that she collected. I have jars of buttons that she had saved, and my mom had displayed in her laundry room. She had big laundry rooms in all the houses that we lived in and grew up in. So she always had them displayed. So I have those buttons, and I've crafted with them because again, what am I going to do with them? I can't really hoard them. But I just find them all different places. Estate sales probably more often. I think estate sales is the place. Let me grab this bin, but I have a bunch of other stuff stuck in there. Let's see here. But all these buttons I've shared too. I found these at this kind of weird junk shop kind of place that we have in a couple towns over in Lomita, California. And it was a whole bag of them. And it's just the inside's really junky. It's not, I guess he wants it to be a shop, but it's more kind of hoardy, junky kind of place. You never know what you're going to find. I don't go that often. I've probably been a couple times over the years. But there was a big bag of buttons, and he had them sitting out. They were just sitting in the outside portion of the place, the retail place. And yeah, so I said, "Oh, how much for the buttons?" I don't even remember what I paid for them, but I do remember he looked at me a little strangely. But the bag had filled full of water because it had been sitting out there for who knows how long. And so a lot of them are rusted, but look at those colors. All the greens and the creams and the rust, and a lot of them have like little bits of threads still in them. I mean, they're pretty marvelous. So I'm very glad to have them. Okay, well, I grabbed that one out. I don't know if that's going to be the one. Okay, so we have that. We have this Harvest Moon. I'm going to ink the sides of this a little bit, just so we get rid of, there's not a lot, but you can see a little bit of the white on the edge. So I'm going to ink that up. Maybe this will be the next thing we glue down. We're getting there. What time is it? Oh, an hour 24. That's not too bad. You guys all know I'm a slow crafter. Okay, like that. That's probably where that's going to go. And this one will be probably about there. We got our guy. Let's see. Behind. Diane said behind. So let me see if I can glue that down. And then these will be together. Won't be moving around so much. It's very fiddly. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on that little bit behind. And then we'll stick our moon to that piece. Okay, good. So that won't move. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'm going to give him a little bit of inking. Just going to use a little vintage photo. Just, again, kind of like the word strips, you can see a little bit of white. I could also use black, but I just want to get rid of a little bit of that whiteness. And is there anything on him that could have a little bit of color? Maybe his tie. So this girl, it showed up on the pictures a little bit more that I put on Instagram. So I came in with those little Tim Holtz watercolor crayon things, and I colorized the flowers or whatever's in her basket. Let's see if we can hit his tie with a little something here. I don't know that these adhere really great. So these are the Distress watercolor pencils. So they're best on color porous surfaces. Solid water reactive pigments are ideal for watercolor and shading, sketching, and more. Color directly onto surface and blend with water. Layer with distress ink, oxide sprays, or paint for more possibilities. Coordinates with the distress palette of products. So they're probably not best because this is very slick. And I don't know that the distress ink will stick any better, but let's maybe grab a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of the blue. And it's probably going to be very subtle. I haven't played with these and added water to them. I probably should. Like maybe these would have been fun to add to the moon and use them in that way. Taylor had gifted me these maybe on a birthday or Christmas, something. Yeah, you could kind of see it. It's subtle. I can kind of see it. So it did work a little bit. We have a little bit of blue going on. Then we got our blue green here. We have it in the ticket. We have a little bit in his tie. I like that. We're getting closer. Put those away. I need another sip of my coffee. Kathy says, let's see. Oh, Diane said I just love buttons. Woo, what happened? Let me go back. I just love buttons. My mom sewed every day. I remember sitting on her bed and playing with all her buttons when I was little, right? There's something so wonderfully tactile about buttons, kind of the same thing with beads, right? They have that beautiful, wonderful, wonderful tactile feel. And they remind us of our moms and our grandmas and really, really. Yeah, Kathy, I am. I am an admitted, I'm type A. I'm type A. I'm picky. I'm very detailed. I often say, I wish I wasn't. I wish I could just like, boop, power through, pound it out. I'm not that person. But I do envy people that are. But yeah, definitely a picky crafter. It's all in the details with me. And I'll look at something, that I did and I'm like, oh, like I could have done this or could have done that. But it's a process. Oh, have you been playing with yours, Terry? Okay. Have you done the water? Have you been doing all? I'm gonna read the back and maybe I'll see if I can find a tutorial or somebody using them because I haven't, the few times I've used them, I haven't used them at all in a proper way. Jonna's here. Hi, Jonna. Happy Thursday. Oh my gosh. The other day I think I commented, it looks like you have a 2-part haul. I watched your part 1. Am I going to say it right? The 127-mile, what is it? Garage sale. What is it? 127-mile something. And I watched part 1 of your haul. So jelly. So jelly. I was like living vicariously watching your haul because I so want to get there. Same. Okay, so Jonna's the same. Yep, slow, intentional. It's a whole process for me. And sometimes if it's not going well, I'll get up and walk away. Oh, it's 4 parts. Okay, because I saw you posted part 2, so then I was like, oh, I should go watch part 1 first. And I think I started the first few minutes of part 2 and you were saying, oh, that's what it is. Okay. Route 127 longest yard sale. Oh, I also want to mention, so I think I'm sure Jonna has posted it on her channel too. And if there's a link for it, I am so totally excited. So Carol, Crinkled Path, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Angela, the Traveling Crafter, our friend Jonna here, Preppy Crafty, the Preppy Crafty Girl, and I think Hazel, right? Is Hazel Naka Designs. You guys are planning a potential junk journal, what do I want to call it? Getaway or meetup or crafty weekend, something fabulous like that. I know I'm not saying the right word. I hate that when the words just don't come. Retreat. That's the word I'm looking for. So you guys are planning a retreat, right? Potentially in October 26th. So there's a couple, I know I saw Angela had one up, but I had already filled out the one on Carol's page. So they're doing a little questionnaire to see what people would be interested in, like, how many days and cooking and helping and that kind of thing. So definitely go look for that. And John will say, I'm so excited. I've been saying that for a long time. I wish somebody would plan a retreat because I'm not good at planning stuff like that. So I'm very excited. Save me a spot. But if anybody else is interested, go look for that. Is it going to be expensive? Start saving your pennies. I don't even care. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there no matter what. I hope there'll be crafting, creating, fellowshipping with everyone. Hopefully there'll be some picking and thrifting and antiquing. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm beyond excited. I probably shouldn't shout it out too much because then maybe I won't get a spot. But save me a spot. I have to be there. I'm so excited. Okay, and then I'm going to look for the other parts of your haul as you post it. What? It is I didn't know it was that big. 500 miles long. Oh my goodness. So I loved it that you shared in the part 2, like you also shared tips on kind of, if you only have a short period of time, or where the best places to stop and shop. So Jonna was saying, rather than, trying to go down long dirt roads and do individual garage sale, estate sale type things, she had great info, like hit the church sales, or hit the sales where there's a lot of people gathered in fields and that kind of thing. I thought that was great. A lot of great info. Ooh, Donna, maybe hint hint. Maybe you or someone can set up kind of some meetup for us all to do that next year. So is that August? Is that the date of it? Okay, I'm just going ahead and gluing these down just because we're getting a little bit closer. Gosh, I can't even imagine. So then I'm sure there's states to hit and portions of states that are better to hit, that are a little bit, because obviously no way anybody could do the 500 miles. Let's see. Angela's saying, I saw a video this morning of someone making a PVC ATC. It's ASMR, so if you don't like that, oh, I love ASMR. Just mute it. Don't like the theme, but love the idea. Oh, good. Yeah, definitely share a link. I'm excited to see. PVC ATC. Very interesting. Let's see. I know that's going to be the best part of it, is getting to see everybody in person, and oh my gosh. Yes, on all the things. Oh, okay. So it's Michigan to Alabama. Oh my gosh. I keep thinking, oh, I have to wait till like we retire, and maybe we have an RV, maybe we would get in the RV and go. I don't know. That's one, like a bucket list thing, but I keep saying, oh, that will have to wait. Till we could, and I don't know, maybe Jim wouldn't even want to do it. It might be a little bit more overload for him. So maybe it would be better to do like a girls trip or something. I mean, he does go to estate sales with me, likes to go to the flea market and stuff. So he is kind of, he's a great picking partner, but I bet that would be too much for him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Churches and fields are the best. Ooh, we'll do it again. Do it again, Jonna. I'll be there. It's so scary. Whoops. Oh, oh. I almost hit block. No, I didn't block you. Good. It has some scary clowns in it. Is it like shakers or something? Oh, I can't wait to see. Wow. You know what? One time, it's buried somewhere, but I bought something from Laura and Mary Beth on one of their live sales. It might have been a mystery box. I can't remember what it was. And you know how they always put all the cute little package topper things in there? And I'm pretty sure it was from them. One of the things they put in, it was like an acrylic, like see-through playing card. It's the only one I have like it. So of course I'm hoarding it. But parts of it are see-through. It's very, very cool. And I've never like hunted on eBay or any place for them, but I've never seen cards like that. That's the only one I've seen like that, and it's very cool. Oh, Diana's saying no, go. Well, yeah, it is probably better. Younger, and a bit, although right now I don't have a great ability to walk with my knee, but it's getting there. Well, I'm still walking. I'm still walking for exercise, even though I probably shouldn't be. But the orthopedic doctor did say I could still do that, because I'm like, I want to keep my body moving. Okay, so I'm liking that. I'm liking that. What's that from? I don't know what that's from. Okay, let's see. Let's dig in the buttons and see if we like the button. That's just randomly picking one. Let me get one that's a little bit, I like this one. It's a little bit thinner. So the question would be, where would we put it? Also, we're going to come in and do some stamping. So I have some like circle stamps. We still need to come in and do a little bit of stamping, like kind of texturizing with that. I don't know if that's the place, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there for now. And you guys put in the chat. I wanted to grab. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I'm just going to make unanimous. I like this little tissue here. So I'm going to run a piece of it across there, and then let's maybe stick a piece somewhere else, but I like that. I think that has a cool look. Where's my big piece of that? I know I have a big piece somewhere. Let me look one place. Oh, here we go. Here's my big piece. I love this tissue. I'm looking for a spot that has a lot of polka dots on it. Okay, so I think we're going to have to put it somewhere else as well. Maybe 3 places. Okay, I want a piece up here over that map. Do you all struggle? Sometimes I struggle with is like less is more is more. I think with this type of like mixed media collage, there's also a lot of like when do you stop, right? When is too much too much? Oops. When is too much? Okay, let's cut that. Okay, like that. I don't want to do my ticket down yet because I feel like we need a little bit something. And whatever we put there, I think I want a little bit of that over it. Okay. All right. Let's come in and do a little bit of stamping on the edges. So I'm going to grab, where's all my little like texture-y stamps? Let's do a little bit of that just because some of it will end up getting covered up. So I'm going to take, I have this kind of, oops, let me get rid of that. I have this little like kind of circle, kind of modern, kind of mark making stamp. So I'm going to add that in here. few places. And again, I never do the whole stamp. I'm always just doing a portion of it, kind of here and there. And I might do some just a little bit lighter, kind of subtle. And then maybe we'll come in with this one, this crazy dirty one here. And let's get a little bit more of that turquoise kind of coming in here and there before we glue down kind of our guy. I keep saying guy. I will be very sad if this stamp ever breaks. I'm trying not to go too crazy. A little bit there. Okay, I think that's enough. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. All right, we got our guy. We have our ticket. Okay, let's see if anybody said anything about the button. I probably will do another meetup because I have had a few people reach out. I want to go, well, include me. Include me. Oh my gosh, I would love it. I would love it. Let's see, flowers or greenery behind him. Diane says you have the most random amazing things. Yep. It's the downfall of being a collector of weird things. Okay. Nettie. So Nettie, say what you're saying yes to. Are you saying yes to the button? Let's see, what do I have that's floral that would be subtle enough? Maybe napkin? Let me see. Maybe napkin? Let's see what we think, because we're playing. We're having fun. I'm trying to think of what, because I think it would have to be something that has a little bit of a see-through-y look. So I'm grabbing out my, let's see. Oh, okay. So Diane likes the button, but I think it needs something behind it, Diane, right? Definitely we will put some, maybe we'll do some like cheesecloth action. I probably should put, and you guys like that placement? Maybe we need some thread through it too. I think I like that. Let me see what I have. Lord knows I have lots of napkins. See if I have, and I also have bits of napkins. We have that that's like greenery. Let's see if I have something. I have this tissue paper. This might work. Let's see. Let me take a little bit of this blue flower. Let's see what you guys think. And I'm just kind of ripping around it. That might have a good look because it'll be kind of see-through. Let's see. And it's a little airy, right? Oh, Nettie, yeah, knowing when enough is enough. I struggle. I always struggle with and sometimes I'm like, oh, I went a little bit too far. Oh, good. Terry said blue flower, so I have the blue flower. Yeah. Sometimes I forget to thread the buttons, but I try to remember. So let's see. Ooh, let's see where we would like this. That's why I love crafting with you all, because you're watching this and you're thinking of things that I maybe wouldn't necessarily think of. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. And of course, once we glue it down, it's going to blend in a little bit more. What do you guys think? So there's the blue flower. We also could, because we need something down here, we also could put a little bit of it down here as well, kind of underneath the button. Let me get another piece of it. Right, so we'll grunge it up a little bit. We will add, I kind of like it over that moon thing too. We'll add a little bit of ink to it. Ooh, that's pretty. Let me get another little piece of that. See, this is why you save. In fact, I don't know where I even got this. I feel like maybe it was a gift. Maybe somebody here recognizes it. If you do, thank you. Sometimes I'm really good remembering where I get things, and then sometimes not. But I know this was from some gift. Also, anytime that like kids are gifted stuff, or and they unwrap things, even from other people, I'll snag things before it ends up in the recycle bin. Let's see. What do you guys say? You like the flowers? Okay, good. Great idea, Kathy. Hi, Amy. Use the button as a footrest. Okay. Yes. Good idea. You know how I like to ground? I like to ground the people. I don't like them floating. He's a little floating because he's sitting on the moon. Okay. Now, did you guys like it? Did you like a little bit behind the button here too? I definitely feel like we need some of that. Maybe not that much, but also we can put a little bit up so it's kind of under his foot. Maybe a little bit. And again, it's going to fade away a little bit once we glue it down. You get a little bit smaller piece of this. What I might do too, we'll put a little bit of this flower down here, and I think I might even layer maybe a little more vintage paper over it. But what do you guys think? So we don't just have like one little bunch of flower. Obviously, it would get cut off here. What are you guys thinking? And then, yeah, we would move this up and be like a little footrest, which is adorable. Let me see. Let's see. Angela said, sorry, I missed how you did the texture on the moon. Did you use something like a napkin to pick up some of the color? Yeah, go back and watch the beginning. So mostly it's layered on watercolor. So removing it with water, also black ink, and then we came in and did a little bit of inking with that same white that we did the what happened there? What am I trying to say? With the lettering, with the alphabet stamp. So I put a little bit of that same white on it too. And like I said, you could put stickles on it. I mean, you could really play around. I think they would be really cute too to do some mark making. You could even do like some stitching with a micron pen. I mean, there's so many so many things. Let's see. Angela says it looks like something I got from Pam or Gabby before. Ooh, would like to know. Oh, this? Oh yeah, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like it was friend mail. Amy, I don't know. I bet somebody will recognize it. Ooh, blue thread. That's what we need. Blue thread. Where's my thread thing? Definitely blue thread would be good. Let's see. Sorry, I just got up. Let me grab my big, I have a big spool of blue thread, because of course I do. Of course I have a big spool of blue thread. Because who needs a big spool of blue thread? So I have this. I think this one will work. I think I grabbed this one too, but I think it'll overpower. It'll overpower. So let's grab a piece of this. I bulk bought because I use this for packaging in my other Etsy shop. It was so cheap, but it'll take me a lifetime to use it up. Okay. And I like this button too. I think this is a good color. Yeah, the tissue paper. Now see, now it's going to drive me crazy. I'm trying to think like what I would have gotten that it came with. Taylor just had her birthday, but I know it wasn't from that because I've had it in my drawer longer. And her birthday was just this past weekend. I'm like a pack rat. I just grab stuff and I tuck it away. There we go. Okay. Much bigger piece than I need, but makes it easier. We'll cut some tails. We'll kind of do that a little bit. I'm even going to do that a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to ink this up and then let's glue this paper down. But I'm going to add a little bit of ink. Because we know we like that, right? I don't have it here. Okay, we want it about right there. Do we want it to show a little bit more? Maybe I'll do that so a little bit more shows. Very cool. That's very cool. And I like how like the inking, it just kind of makes it blend in. Okay, so we're going to add down here. Let's add down here so we have a little bit of repeat going on. Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe that's where it came from, Cindy, because our last craft thing, our crafty marathon, I bought some brooches. One for me and one for a friend. I bet that's where it came from because I've had it for a little bit. I bet it was Cindy. Okay. Let's trim that. And then let's go back, let's ink a little bit because we've added some stuff on the edges. And we've cut them, so let's go back and ink a little bit more. So pretty, I love this. Also, another thing I like to do with these kind of extra special tags is display them in flower frogs, right? The spiky flower frog. So this would definitely be, you know, special friend mail. You could even send it along with the flower frog. Yeah, a little bit of that behind there. But this would be lovely to just have a fall, autumn time. Oh, that's so pretty with the flowers. I love it. Okay, we're so close. We're so close to being done. Got our guy here. He's gonna kind of be over the ticket a little bit more. And we have this. Let me ink this up a little bit. And I'm even gonna add, where's that? I'll just use this one and add a little bit of turquoise to it too, because why not? Okay, like that. Okay, and that needs to end up being his little footrest. Oh, we could even make it a little dimensional, so it's kind of like on top of there. I want some other little paper there. Dark paper. Dark paper. I don't want to cover up the flowers all the way, but I just want a little bit of something darker there for some reason. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. No, I need to use that. I was repairing that book. I don't know what this is from, but oh, a game. Oh, look, it's a bingo. Oh, do I want to rip that up? No, I don't want to rip that up. I'm gonna hoard it. I'm gonna hoard it because that's a great graphic. The other side of it. All right. I'm squirreling. I know I'm squirreling. I just saw. Okay, I just wanted, yeah, a little bit something there. Okay. All right, I think we can glue the ticket down. Let's go ahead and glue that where we want it. Where is this? All right, I just added a little, I think it just needed a little something more. Okay, all right, let's go for it. That's good. Ooh. There we go. It's a little crooked. All righty. We're almost there, friends. Oh, is Amy here? Let's see. Did I miss her? Was she was in earlier, right? Oh, Amy, Evan Owen, Amy. That's right. Duh. I miss Jan. Kathy, have you, Amy or Kathy, have you guys talked to Jan lately? I miss her. I was so happy when she came back and was doing, you know, a few sales. Oh my gosh, made me happy. Happy to see her back. I miss her. I'm sure they're just having fun, enjoying life. Okay. You just kind of glue this down. Get that glue down there. That way. Ooh, I gotta grab my what do you call it? Fabri-Tac for the button. I like to use Fabri-Tac on the buttons. All right, let me grab it. Okay. We are so close. Only took hours and hours to do. Okay, the button. You're gonna think I'm super weird. I'm putting paper there too. Okay. Crunching it up. Okay, so he's gonna go here. All right. So should the foot go on top of the button? I think that's probably too okay. All right. It's probably two-dimensional. He'll probably be too bendy if I do that. I don't think I've used my fabric tack since I've been back from vacation. Okay. Okay, we got that. Oh, that's so cute, is the footrest. Such a great idea, Amy. So cute. All right, I want my pencil because I want to mark. And then I'm going to glue the whole thing down, but I need my pencil. Where is it? Here it is. I don't trust myself to get it like right in the right spot. Okay, here we go. And then we'll put a topper on really quick. This is a one and done. We won't be able to get it up if we put it in the wrong spot. And I kind of like his foot is a little, one is a little bit behind the button. One is a little behind and one's a little on top. Yes. Oh my gosh, so cute. How cute is that? I love your extra little discussion. I love the suggestion of the flower. We have a little bit of flower down here. So cute. His little footrest, which he needed a footrest because he just can't float out in the middle of nowhere on his moon. Look at that beautiful tag that we made together. So cute. Okay, let's do a little hole topper. You get that out of the way. My toppers here. Maybe a little brownish blue. I don't know if this still goes. Do we like the orange? Let me go grab my bag. I'm not sure if the orange works now. Grab my bag here. Maybe it still works because it's still picking up on that. But let me make the whole protector thing, and then we'll pull out a couple colors. You guys can say which ones you like the best. I'm going to do a little bit of brown, a little bit of blue. I'll just use this. So give me that's probably a little bit too much. It's okay. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit of black. Go. You like the pop of color with the orange? Okay. The orange it is. Yeah, it still ties into this little bit of orange we have going on there in the map page from Angela. I love this. It has little bits of friend mail bits, Angela and Leanne, and all the special suggestions from all of you. Oh, you know what? I can't put this on the back, so I have to cover it. So I'm going to stick this back here, but this will be our whole thing for the back. So I'll finish up the back when we're off. And but I'll add a little tag because I can take it off. That's easy to do. Let me grab my pinking shears. And this came from Gabby. This whole bag of, what do you call this? Trim here. I miss Gabby too. I haven't seen her in a while. Oh, do you want the turquoise? Okay, let me see here. So we have the, we'll vote on it. There's the kind of orangey peachy, and I will, whatever we put on, I'm gonna kind of grunge it up a little bit. Here, let me get this out of the way. Way too much going on here. And then I'll pull out some turquoises. That, all this trash. Can't see. There we go. Kind of clear the decks a little bit. Okay, so there's our orange. Oh, where does this go to? Oh, this is to the Fabri-Tac. I still had that there. And then let me grab out some of the pretty kind of turquoisey color, especially since we have that, so we have like a light blue, which is pretty. This is more of a, oh, here's a turquoise. Turquoise. Oh, this might be pretty too. We have kind of a gray. So if we want to do the kind of play up on the blue. Oh, this is kind of pretty too. We have a gold. I'm giving you far too many choices. I keep seeing like, oh, this would be pretty. I mean, obviously then we could go like super neutral. Okay, those are the only ones I'm going to pull out. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I'll leave them in order. Okay, so we have our orange. I don't know. I think I might like that, especially because it's a harvest moon. And we have gray. And we have this kind of very neutral. Very neutral. This is like way too many, huh? Okay, we won't do the blue. We have the turquoise. Okay, we'll narrow it down to those. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's going to zoom me a little bit. So type in 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, Diane said she liked the blue. I took the blue away. Here, I'll do 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's going to zoom me, but hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, the gray does play off the ticket. So type in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 2 or 4. Okay, 2 or 4. Kathy likes 5. Whoever makes a second on any of them, that's the one we'll go with. Terry says 5. So that was our second on the 5. And Nettie says 5. So this is our second. And I know Diane liked the blue too. Okay, unanimous. Let me go back a little bit here. That was unanimous. Okay. Okie dokie. I think that's a good choice. It's beautiful. In fact, I think when I was doing this other one too, I pulled out the blue, and then I ended up going with the kind of peachy orange. Also, when I make things too, the way things look in person may be a little bit different. When I'm coming up with projects too, I always think about, that's how my mind works, how things will look on a thumbnail. So what kind of colors will look good on a thumbnail, what will kind of pop. So that sometimes will also determine, because I have a weird brain like that, of how kind of what colors I go with sometimes as I'm making stuff, if that kind of makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna grunge it up a little. And where's my little stamp? Here we go. Can't ever lose this. And I'm just gonna do that, a little bit of that, just so it's not so pristine. I hope I didn't cut too, oh, I might have cut too short of a piece, huh? That's really cutting it close. I might have to do a longer piece. I really painted myself into a corner with that. Oh, that's way too short. So I'll cut a different one before I finish the back and take a picture. Well, I guess it's not too bad, but it probably, well, I don't know. Probably could be a little bit longer. Let me pull on it a little bit. Ah, so cute, right? Oh my gosh. Look how adorable is that? Look what we made together. I love it. So pretty. And I love too how it's so different. And now this one looks a little bit like, I love the flower. That wasn't something I thought about at all, but like this one I think could maybe even use a little flower or something down here, right? Maybe it looks a little plain. So they're similar, but they're just a little bit I could, yeah, I've done that too. So maybe that would be pretty. Maybe I'll cut a longer piece and then we'll have 2 colors going on. I think that's a great suggestion. Yeah, I should. I should cut after. I don't know why I cut such a short piece. I love Boz Skaggs, but I can't think of the Harvest Moon song. Well, I'll have to look it up and see if it's on there, and I'll put some music when I post the final picture. So cool. Oh my gosh, I love it. I don't know which this is my favorite. This was the jumping off point, but this one I love more for a million different reasons. Oops. Got a little string going on there. There we go. So marvelous. Good job. Good job. Isn't it perfect, Terry? It's absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm gonna bring the screen around. Let me go back to the other screen. We can say our goodbyes. Let's see here. Video. I feel very slow on this restream. Nope, that's this one. There we go. At least my glasses are back to not be dark. All right, friends. Oh, is that Neil Young? I'm going to write it down and see. Buzzcags reminds me of a boss I had who was a dear friend of mine back when I worked at the bank. She loved them. Okay. Didn't we, Diane? We did good. We rock. We are mixed. We're officially mixed media collage artists. That is what we are. We are mixed media collage artists, not just crafters. We are artists. Oh, the prompt was, what was it? I already forgot. I have it up here. Oh, I dropped it. It's a good one. I think it'll be a good one. Coin envelope. So I may make my own coin envelope, or maybe I'll take one of those Dollar Tree ones and decorate it. We'll see. And I have a feeling, because 9 times out of 10 it becomes our craft for the for the next week. Just because I have so much going on and I spend a lot of time on the weekly prompts, so it probably will be almost certainly next week's craft, because I have no idea what we're gonna make other if I don't do it that way. So yeah, coin envelope is it, and I love making coin envelopes. I think we've made them together before, but so that'll be fun too, to learn how to make cut and make our own coin envelope, and then we'll do something fun on it, probably collaging or something like that. Oh, they do? Okay. Everybody go. I'm going to click on there. I told my neighbor, because we didn't get to walk today because I slept in. So I'm going to text her when I'm done, and we may shoot out for a walk, but I can listen. And bid. And bid while we walk. I was thinking somebody else. Who else was I looking that looked like they were having a awesome. Oh, I know who it is, and some of us know, and I'm so bad at commenting. I think maybe I've left a comment on her, but do you all remember, and I think some of you watch her too, Gretchen Cat and Paws. So Gretchen actually did a live sale with Debbie, my bag one, who's now my bag one style. They had done a live sale back in the day, and I bought one of Gretchen's assemblages. That was who. And so I noticed that she now has 2 channels, and I've been watching. She's almost been doing a blog a day or a video a day. And she's having a vintage Halloween sale coming up. She started doing live sales on her channel, and I haven't caught them live at all. I've just seen them in the replay. But if any of you remember Gretchen, or you enjoy watching her content, her channel is Cat and Paws. I think she has Cat and Paws Mercantile, and I think her original channels was just Cat and Paws. So you should go look for her. And yeah, she makes really cute handmade things, and she has a great eye. She's like all the wonderful stuff that we like with the vintage Christmas and the Halloween. So go, let me see if I can find her channel, and I'll put it in, because I love sharing. I love shouting out and sharing, and I've just been really enjoying all her videos. So let me find her, Cat. And I think she does her sales on the Mercantile one. Let's see, Cat Paws. Here we go. Maybe it's not. Oh yeah, it is Cat Paws. Okay, let me go. And I was so sad because maybe it happened when we were gone. Let's see here. Share, copy link, and then I'll put it in. And then we can go watch Kathy and Tamara's sale. Okay, I gotta go back. I'm so slow. Go back here. And back in here. Ooh, I can really see the gray. The gray in my hair. There we go. Okay, there's a link to her channel. So I saw her walking through her, I think she has a home that's just her studio, where she does her live sales, and she was walking through. I was watching the video yesterday, and she was rummaging through like all her amazing stash and pulling out really cute vintage Halloween, and she had like a lot of vintage Halloween ephemera. Like she had like Halloween name tags and bags, and so that of course caught my attention. So make sure you go subscribe to her and look out for that sale. Well, not really. I stopped, Jonna. I was doing that whole organization and clean out, and I have to pick that back up again, but because my knee is injured, it's hard for me to kind of get down and get on the ground. But I do need to organize this whole, like, see, this is my next thing. And it looks organized, but it's not. It's just, it's terrible. So this is the next thing that I have to organize and start recording. And then I have this cabinet behind me, this one right here, this, what do you call it? Old antique refrigerator. This has to be cleaned out. And I still have 4th of July. Still have 4th of July decor up. I'm so behind. Look at that. It's crazy. So that, hopefully I'm going to start back with those videos of doing this clean out and reorganization. Yeah, Gretchen, do you remember her, Angela? I'm sure you remember her, Angela, because yeah, we're part of like the OGs, right? Back in the when the vintage group, everybody kind of found each other back during the shutdown, and we all found each other and came together. So yeah, that's Gretchen from back there then. And she did, maybe it was only one, but she did a couple live sales with Debbie. And that's where I bought. It's so cute. Do I have it up here? Oh, I didn't pull it out. I don't know why I didn't have it out here, because it was a 4th of July, a little cute, oh, so cute assemblage that she made. It's adorable. Yeah, watch her stuff, and it looks like she's got a ton of really good vintage, and she crafts too. So she likes all the same stuff we like, the vintage craft supplies. She's got a lot of it. So yeah, definitely subscribe to her, start watching her stuff, and look out for her Halloween sale that I think she's having coming up. So all righty, everybody, I love you all. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Sorry, it's a very long one, but I think we did amazing, and I think we created something really special together today. I so appreciate you. Have an amazing week. Have fun working on the coin envelope, and I will see you. It is, yeah, it's still, yeah, Labor Day, it's still kind of patriotic, but this will be changed by next week. I'll have something, I'll have fall Halloween up by next week. Plus, I got to get ready for the crafting marathon, so I want to have a cute backdrop for that. And I will see you all next Thursday. Love you all. Bye.